Hey, everybody.
Hello!
Woo! Welcome to the Thieves Den. We are here and excited for another edition of Honor Among Thieves, and we are spanning the Rocky Mountains to the Poconos today. I'm streaming from the Highlights Foundation Retreat Center in Boyd's Mill, Pennsylvania. And we've got Kate in Colorado, we've got Dustin in Indiana, we've got Hayden in Illinois. It's it's just a tour of these United States. I'll be the judge for this evening. My name is Martin. I'm the lead writer for Gaming Honors. We are a third-party publisher associated with Goodman Games and Dungeon Crawl Classics. And we are also later in the show doing an actual play segment, and I will be the judge for that segment this evening, and I am bringing the pain. So I hope that the players are ready. And the first player I hope is ready is Hayden. Hayden, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Hayden. Hello, Martin. The first thing I want you and the audience to know is that I am ready for all of the pain that you're going to dish out. I have succeeded in my thieving mission by stealing the keys to my father's house and taking it over in his absence. Uh,
Oh,
yes, so I am representing thievery tonight, but as a punishment from the gods of thievery, I've also been stricken with a bit of a cold. So please forgive me if my energy, dear audience, wanes out by the end of the show, but I will try to keep it up for you as best as I can, especially when the adrenaline from getting my life threatened by Martin kicks in.
to be clear,
But
your character's life has been threatened by Martin. I just want to make that clear. And Hayden,
That's important.
who will you be playing during our live action segment?
yes, tonight I will be continuing my performance as Ecclesius Brickus, the extremely self-centered but effectively enlarged casting wizard of the group, who is afraid to cast most of his other spells because his mercurial magic effects are the most terrifying thing that you've ever seen on a character sheet. But
Yeah.
out, yeah, yeah. Outside of our play segments, though, I help out with some random stuff at Gaming Honors. I try to help, just with communication, preparing for the conventions, running the booth at the conventions, running games, and I'm newly trying to cut my jib at writing adventures, which we might talk a little bit more about later. But I will pass the torch back off. Happy to be here, and good to see everybody again.
Yeah, good to see you
Nice.
too. And your jib will be well cut for the month. And Keith is noticing that yes, indeed, you are clean shaven this evening.
Yes, we are re-emerging. It is finally spring, and so the spring version of me is coming back out. I'm definitely not just reacting to the criticisms of my sister and my grandmother over my facial hair appearance. Why would I ever do that? Come
Definitely
on.
not. And speaking of someone who's completely uncritical about facial appearance and who's a sister, Kate, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, and thank you, Hayden, for not mentioning that I also am one of the ones criticizing your facial hair. Only when it's mustache only, folks. That's all, that's my only beef. Um, I see. Did you kidnap your dad's dogs as well? Is that who's
Uh,
kind of been behind you?
considering how often I have to run to the door to let them out, I feel like they've kidnapped me.
Gotcha.
But
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some little beings running around back there.
I
My
just
So yeah, so
apologies.
I'm
I
They're a
just assumed
terror.
those aren't possums. Possums have
Yes,
wandered in.
I think that possums might actually be a little bit larger.
No.
It's funny. It can be for sure. So I'm Kate. This is Vincent Vega from, and I am a friend and fan of uh, Gaming Honors, and do some help sometimes on the social media, writing some tunes. So maybe we'll be getting around to writing a new intro for our actual play soon.
Ooh.
And I'm also the Drive Dog Wrangler. Vincent made it to a year, and he is and I've made it to him making it to a year.
He looks
So
like
I
five
think
or
that's
six
going well.
possums, at least.
Um,
Yeah.
Keith is
And so when we get to play,
yo,
oh
please
sorry,
go
and when
ahead.
we get to play, I'll be playing my my dwarf, much like my real stature. Um, who is Kent Clark, former apothecarist, now battler.
Yeah, so we've got a dwarven warrior, just dwarf character in Dungeon Crawl Classics. Dwarf is its own character class. We've got a wizard, and we've got Keith once again bringing the insightful information. Did you know the opossum is the only marsupial native to North America? So that's go team opossum.
I
But
thought your insight might be his other comment for a second and was getting concerned.
oh no, I did not. Yes, I skipped that,
So
but
the
that's
the yeah.
good. Um, okay, and we are honored, as we are in gaming honors, to have a special guest rejoining us this evening, Dustin Ritchie from Role Seekers and the Legend of Nibel. Dustin, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Role Seekers are and tell us what the Role Seekers are.
Sure. So, Role Seekers is a live, actual play, role play focused web series and podcast on Twitch and TikTok. We've been playing for 4 years. We have almost 100 4-hour episodes, and we play for the love of the game. So,
Yeah, and the corporate sponsorships.
yeah. Well, when we get them.
That's right. So we are really happy to have Dustin with us. Dustin, remind us, you actually were on our last show and you premiered a character in our actual play. Who are you going to be playing again tonight?
I am playing Colbree Adam. Colbree, not Colby.
Colbree. Okay, and what kind of character is Colbree?
He is a warrior,
Okay.
warrior, and he is also a cheesemaker.
I would not have predicted that. You'll notice, fans watching at home, that what's missing from this adventuring party yet again is a cleric. So it's amazing how often people wander out into the dangerous wilds with no ability to heal. Other nights I am a healer, but this night you're on your own. While we are so it's great to have all of you here. It's great to see you all in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to move on now to our first segment where we reflect, we ponder, we contemplate what's been going on lately. In our segment, Look at Kate Ponder. This segment is called So Then What Happened?
So then what happened? Then what happened?
And we're back. So wasn't that we were really pondering what happened there for quite some time, as our producer let us know. But we're back, and there's a lot going on. If you're a Goodman Games fan, they have a backer kit project that is just going gangbusters. This is Dungeon Denizens 2. I believe that it is currently at over $237,000.
Almost there.
Almost there. Is that right, Hayden? Are you checking that out now?
Almost there. Right, we're right on the. It's right on the cusp.
It could happen during this show. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we could make history while broadcasting during that milestone.
That would be something. And there is so much connected to that project. I don't want to do all the talking. Hayden, is there anything jumping out at you when you look at that project?
I mean, just the amount of items that you could get out of it is just insane. I mean, you got just popping off of the very beginning of the entire description, full color hardcover books of monsters. I'm seeing virtual tabletop tokens, t-shirts, multiple different books, even reptile hide texture for some of the items, which is pretty immersive. I love deep monster theming, right? It is perfect immersion for your gaming.
So Andrea is not here tonight, and we all miss her terribly. including me, her husband. But since she's not here, I can share what I've been eyeing on this Kickstarter as an I'm sorry, on this backer kit project as an add-on. You can get and I apologize, Kate, a leather-bound hardcover core rulebook autographed by the game creators. I explained to Andrea, I think I need it. I mean, it's obviously built to last, so that is something special. Also, they are, as an add-on, um, offering a book called How to Write Even Better Adventure Modules, and that includes essays by Luke Gygax, Kelsey Dione, uh, Harley Stroh, and me.
Oh,
Yes,
what?
I am very excited. I'm going to have an essay in that book that is about using classic literature to come up with role-playing games. So I'm giving away all my secrets. I'm going to sort of walk you through how you can use classic literature to come up with adventure ideas. And I'm using particularly The Mask of the Red Death as an example by Edgar Allan Poe. So I'm really excited about that, and that is gonna be it's a very cool thing.
And if you guys want to feel some kind of connection to these creatures, just so the audience all knows, part of the stretch goals that they have are that more monsters are going to be getting rolled out with the main book, depending on how much funding they get. So looking at the page, it looks like they've already unlocked 8 of the different monsters, and I think the next milestone, like we said, they're almost at 237. If they hit 250, the Treant Spirit will be the next one. So you could, if you back soon, be one of the people who helps the summoning circle that brings the cursed Treant Spirit back out of the grove, which I think sounds like a great and terrible honor, in my personal opinion.
And they are also, as stretch goals, unlocking backer created monsters. So if you're interested in breaking into game publishing, here's a chance. I think that they have already unlocked a certain number of submission openings, so you can come up with your own monster. It could be the internet freezer.
Very cool.
See, it got me. All right, so so we're very excited about Dungeon Denizens, but that's not all that's been going on. Dustin, you were on our show last time to talk about something that was happening with the Role Seekers, but in the interim, in that intervening 2 weeks, more has happened. Catch us up.
So last time we came on to talk about The Curse of the Dregdamore. It's Role Seeker's first ever Kickstarter and also our first foray into 5e modules. It is a role-playing focused module with epic high fantasy that feels like a 14th level adventure at 4th level. But we funded. So not only did we launch, but we fully funded for our first Kickstarter. We still have 25 days to go and we're 114% funded. And so we're hoping that we just will continue to grow those numbers because we have a lot of really exciting things planned for our stretch goals. We have everything from, so a little bit about the Kickstarter is it was written by myself and Martin Bunicki. So he is the through line is he is a writer on multiple projects on and then what happened. And also we have amazing artwork from a budding artist named Tegan Goki. And he is he's so excited. I can't wait to start working with him on even more, but you can get a taste right now on the Kickstarter. And so it follows it starts off with a very mundane quest. You're following a barbarian to a keep to stop a curse. And then along the way, you start to discover that there's a lot more going on. And without ruining anything, you come across deep sea monsters, forgotten gods, ancient myths. It's a lot of fun. And we just aired the entire run through of the module as a playtest, and it's on YouTube right now. So you can actually go and watch it. We recommend watching Act 1. After Act 1, spoiler alert. So.
Yeah, and where would that be? What's the channel?
So it's on YouTube. You can find everything though at rollseekers.com or
Okay.
at rollseekers, ROLL Seekers, SEEKERS. And basically, if you type in at rollseekers, you're going to find everything.
Very awesome. And I saw Kate, I saw you smiling about that mundane quest with the barbarian to the keep. It's something you do often, right? That's
Of
for
course.
yeah. I could
Every, old hat, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when like I think there's a couple of tropes, right, in D&D. Like you start in a tavern, you go fight some kobolds. That's usually low level stuff. So like we
Yep.
wanted to have some of that feel to it, But then like we're a role play focused group, and we think that's kind of the niche of this module is while there's a lot of combat, there's puzzles and songs and riddles, and you can get out of most combat situations through role play rather than just with fighting.
All right. And that's something
And as in life.
as in life, thankfully, right? Let's hope we could keep that stream going. So
I like normally responding to situations with combat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, Hayden, you are always rolling for initiative. It's like terrible. You're walking down the street with Hayden and someone looks at him funny. He's like, grab your D20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at Martin and I'm
Fireball.
like, come on.
Fireball. All right, so congratulations, Dustin. That's really exciting and very cool. And we really, as a company and as a show and as people, we love seeing new projects come to life and seeing people pursue their creativity. And on that note, Hayden, you mentioned cutting your jib earlier. Why don't you talk a little bit about what that means in non-piratey ways? What have you been working on and what's happening?
Yeah, I've been working on an adventure that we are planning to launch a campaign for pretty soon. We've been going through a play test for a couple of months at this point, and I think we just wrapped up our third session, and it has been quite exciting. One of the fun things that I've loved experiencing is how difficult it is to get balance in encounters correct. Because, Martin, I think you'll remember from the first session that you guys had 6 players and popped off a high level bless and enlarge spell multiple times, which, if people aren't very familiar with DCC, if you get off a couple of high level bless and enlarge spells, your party becomes an unstoppable tidal wave of ass kicking, essentially, that cannot be stopped by anything. But after that first session where I was worried about the encounter balance being way too low, since then the disapproval and the misfires on the spells have been stacking, and I was worried that we were going to have a couple of fully dead players at the end of our third session, just by virtue of trying to bulldoze through a lot of the elements of the adventure and getting through as much as possible without wasting time on resting. So it was very fun to see that initial hump of concern over things being too easy is just part of the process of getting to that balance of everybody getting chipped away until finally those bad rolls come through often enough for the tension to start really rising. So I've loved that upward trajectory. Martin, really sad that you missed the last couple of sessions. Hopefully we'll be able to get you back on the next one. Again, the whole dynamism of working with players on trying to get the immersion in and really playing with their backstories and their characterization, I think we found really fun ways to pull that in. And so part of the fun process here has been thinking from the perspective of this coming off of a written document, how are we going to motivate judges to do that themselves? And so, I'm sure that's something obviously you've dealt with a lot before, trying to create adventures that are fun and interactive. And Dustin, it sounds like, again, from the roleplay perspective, something that you're thinking about a lot in Curse of the Dregdamore. So excited to see how it comes out in there, and I'm excited to see how I'll be able to hopefully work with Martin and the feedback from the rest of the guys to also pull it through in the Sapphire Spire adventure.
Well, Hayden, you're not alone. I mean, we just play tested the first time, and we had basically they destroyed the creatures without even taking damage. The second time, they had to run because they were almost TPK'd. So you just, that's the problem with rolls,
it's the game,
right?
Yeah.
So,
Hayden, can you remind us what level is the adventure? What level are you designing for?
I'm designing around 3rd level Dungeon Crawl Classics currently, which leaves plenty of room for roll variability, let me tell you.
Yeah, and if you're unfamiliar with Dungeon Crawl Classics, you've come to the right place because we love it and we'll tell you all about it. But
Oh yeah.
a third level DCC campaign can be equivalent to something like a fifth level 5e. That
Yeah, the
they
ramp is extreme.
it is yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The other thing to consider, obviously, every time that we do these play tests, we're starting with fresh third level characters. Whereas if you're doing a long term adventuring party, your third level characters will have been through a lot. They might have good gear, but there also are some gameplay mechanics that might have burned them down a little bit by the time that they make it there.
Yeah, they probably won't have all their lux points as they would if you just sort of rolled them up first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's and we're really excited to see that module come into the world, Hayden. Again, we started Gaming Honors back in the day because we just loved the stories we were telling down in our basements and thought, let's take our basement to the world and look at us now. The world is our basement, all the way to Canada and beyond. All right, so as you can see, a lot's been going on, but a lot still might happen in the future. And we're going to look into the future. And I'm going to say this really slowly so that our producer can cue up the sound cue. We are going to look into the future in a segment we call I Scry with My Little Eye.
I scry with my little eye.
All right, so while we were on a break, Hayden thought I was being a little too aggressive towards our producer. I was just teasing. We love Vitani Maru. We love Elena. We would not be here without them. So, yeah. What are you holding up there?
This is scry glass. I thought it was appropriate. So this is a scry mirror. So
Wow.
I'm feeling
Okay.
scried.
Well, so gazing into, so I'm actually I'm gonna mix things up here, Dustin. Gazing in, I feel so terrible. Dustin, I'm gonna jump out of order because you were literally holding a scry glass there. What is in the future for role seekers?
Oh, yeah. So, let me look. No, so, we're really excited. So we play every other Tuesday, but this month, because of the Kickstarter, we do actually have a game every Tuesday, or not a game, but a session every Tuesday. So the next one that's coming up is this coming Tuesday. It'll be a little later than normal, around 8 o'clock. We're going to have a short Q&A session with the authors, Martin and myself. We'll be talking about world building and things like that. So excited about that. And then every week this month, there will be something. So we're going to play a normal game in Tive. And then there will be another like a purely world building Q&A with myself and my wife Allison, who's also a role seeker, and then yeah. So but the other one that's really exciting that we just found out, we're just getting ready to announce, is Valparaiso University has actually invited the role seekers on Monday, April 28th, to come and perform for the students. So we are going to have a small 45-minute to an hour performance followed by a Q&A session. We're inviting multiple departments to come out and learn everything from production to theater to improvisation to writing to world building. And so we're really excited to have that honor.
Yeah, and I know that I will be really excited to have my students see this side of me outside of the classroom. They are going to be learning a lot about Professor Bunicky.
You put a very specific inflection on excited there.
Yeah. Did you catch
Yeah,
that?
they're gonna get to learn some of Graham's advice.
They might get to hear some of Graham's advice.
We've been throwing around certain, titles for the session. I think it's going to be called Professor Bunicky After Class.
Nice. That's better than Professor Bunicky with no class.
Yeah. Well, it depends.
All right, so that
You're
is
giving him ideas, Martin.
I guess so. So that is awesome. And Sandra Boyer is very excited. I can see in the chat. Welcome, Sandra. Hayden, what else do you see in the future?
Well, I see in the far off land of Indiana a little warehouse sale turned mini convention of great excitement and great rapport called Dungeon Con. But I also, ooh, what's this? I see a small group of thieves putting together. Oh, hang on, let me get it. Ah, yes, they're doing a meet and greet the night before this Dungeon Con warehousing convention. And ooh, I think that you can check out the Gaming Honors Discord to find a link to the Eventbrite page for this meet and greet so that you can come and potentially meet up with us, do some chatting, play a little games, and just enjoy all the time that we have before we go into Dungeon Con the next day and enjoy all of the Goodman Games products that we could sweep up. So yeah, guys, check out our Discord. We just reposted the link to the meet and greet on the general page there. If you do not have a link to the Discord, you could ask for it, or also check on our website, gaminghonors.com, to find the materials. So we would love to see anybody there who's going to be around and interested in stopping by to say hello. That'd be great.
Yeah, and that is going to be happening at GameQuest, which is a local game store in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We really believe in supporting local game stores, so it would be a really nice opportunity to come out, see a game, see a great game store, get to play one of our Gaming Honors modules with us, with the creators. And there's got to be some sort of Rutabaga swag. I don't know what it's going to look like. Maybe it'll be nothing more than actual Rutabagas just handed out. But something. There's gonna have to be some sort of swag.
A
And
free rutabagas would get me to go anywhere.
do you mean away from the place?
Yeah, running in fear of the smell. Depends. Are they carved?
Yeah, if they're carved, you don't want to get anywhere near them. And as we talked about last session, really excited that I have a module in the program for Dungeon Con called A Fatal Return to the Fortress of the Chaos Lord, which is all set in the Goodman Games warehouse. So that's kind of my jam, taking mundane places and making them into adventures. So that is going to be really fun. So yes, that is coming in early May. I believe badges for the game portion of Dungeon Con are sold out. They went like that, but you can still get tickets to the warehouse sale, and there's going to be, untold treasures
Also, I
throughout.
don't think. Yeah, I don't think that. Oh, I made this clear enough. The meet and greet at GameQuest is free, so you don't have to pay anything to buy a ticket. So you
Yeah.
just need to get a ticket so that we know how many people are coming if you're interested. But just check it out and come on by if you feel like it. We're not going to charge you to say hello and play some games.
Yeah, thank you for putting that. Thank you. How will we know how many rutabaga to bring if we don't?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all.
Exactly.
All right, so that is, as you can see, looking into the future, lots going on, lots coming. One of the things that's coming right up right now is a game invented by our very own Kate Polera. Hey, good evening, Technomancer. Role Seekers are representing. You're just in time, Daryl, because you're about to watch Dustin break out his riddling hat in a game we call Riddle Me Timbers.
Riddle me timbers. Riddle me timbers. Riddle me timbers.
Okay, so Kate, can you remind us, how did you come up with the idea for this game in the first place?
So I have been playing and there was like a good riddle, or something in one of the sessions. And I was thinking that riddles are fun, but also always speaking in a pirate voice is fun. So then it just was like it was a moment of brilliance.
Yes.
Answer the riddles, but you only get it correct if you use your pirate voice.
That's right. And so you've already heard what is at the heart of Riddle Me Timbers. I am going to be asking riddles, and our contestants will raise their hand when they know the answer, and they can answer the riddle, and they must answer in a pirate voice. I will roll the number of points that they are awarded for that riddle, answer if they get it right. And then once per game, each contestant may attempt to pirate the points of that particular round. So we'll start with a D8, and I'll roll a D8. And if you pirate, you have to beat that score with a D8, but you get the points. And we just go up the Dungeon Crawl Classic dice chain, which, if you don't know about funky dice, we've got D14s, D16s, D24s. Goodman Games has it all. So without all that bilge out of the way. Oh my gosh, I should have practiced. Now that we got all that bilge water out of the way, here be coming the riddles. That's the secret. You got to use the word be. Here be coming the riddles for you. Number 1. From a pound. From a panther's crouch, quick death I bring. Inside your mattress, coiled I sting. What am I? Hayden.
Be ye a spring?
Indeed ye do. You be a spring. The panther can spring, and it's in your mattress.
There's a panther in my mattress?
I should not have been letting my participles dangle so.
I need to go check on that.
Here we be going. You be getting 2 points.
How exciting.
And everybody's gonna let you have them.
Your panther be hungry.
You be keeping those points yourself.
I'd be so grateful.
All right, here we be going with riddle number 2. Like a lion I come, fierce and freezing, but I leave meek and gentle to bring a new season. Kate, what am I?
All right. Yeah, I believe you be April?
What? Did you say April? No, you do not be April. You do not be April. I be hearing Technomancer giving us an answer in the chat. Technomancer, I assume you be answering that in a pirate voice.
I get distracted by my own.
It's a famously challenging dialect to communicate digitally.
Kate, do you need us to call an emergency number for you? Are you okay? Okay.
Blink twice if Vincent has you hostage.
we do be letting the chat compete. So, Technomancer, here be your points on a D10. That be 5 points for the Technomancer.
Be pirating them points.
Kate be attempting to pirate those points. I hate
How about you, Kate?
dice rollers. Here we go. I be sorry, Kate, but you be rolling a 1. So Daryl be keeping that points. So we've got Techno at 5. Hayden, did you get 2?
Yes.
All right.
I like it that Technomancer did it in the form of a question. What be merch?
He did. Here we be going with riddle number 3. It's anybody's game.
Technomancer be watching too much Jeopardy.
Jeopardy would be more fun with the pirate voices, right?
It would be that. You should write the producers. All through the winter I sleep peaceful and still, till I'm ripped from my hole, a meteorologist chill. What am I, Dustin?
You be a groundhog!
I indeed be a groundhog.
The most scientific of animals.
Ripped from my hole.
Dustin. I had a lot of fun writing that riddle. Dustin, you'll be getting the max 12 points on that.
I be keeping them.
No!
Hayden, you want to try and beat a D12 on a 12?
No, I don't.
All right, I didn't think you did.
I was exclaiming in dismay.
All right. Well, be ready, because here's a tough one. Here in the States, I cost ye a leg and an arm, but covered in dye, I be full of charm. Hayden.
I don't know.
Kate. Kate.
Arr, ye be eggs.
Indeed, you be eggs.
I got real caught up in thinking healthcare, and then the second part didn't match it.
That does be costing your arm and your leg.
It threw me
It
off.
does,
I'm
there's
sorry.
a lot. All right, here we
My
be.
brain could not connect those things together.
Here we be on a D14. But it only be a 4 for Kate.
I be pirating Kate's egg
Arr.
points.
Indeed, ye do.
As expensive as they
And you be rolling a D. You be rolling a 14 on the D14. Woo! Some
Yes.
high
Arr,
numbers.
and I don't even be buying eggs. I'm vegan.
That's why I took them from you. I knew you didn't need them. I'm a noble thief.
Arr.
There be honor there.
There be honor among them thieves. So I'm on the road. I had to write these riddles by hand, so I only have 2 more. So maybe I'll just jump right to D24. Here we go. And I have to read my handwriting. Got it. Kids and hotel owners prize the week ahead, but parents and residents view the week with dread. What am I, Dustin?
Spring break.
Indeed, ye be spring break.
Arr.
I work in the tourism industry. Arr.
I like we can bring our backgrounds to our game. And that be of 20 out of 24.
I be keeping them too.
All right, then here
Kate,
it be.
it
Here
be
it
not
be.
looking good.
Here it be for all the marbles. Kate, are you really at a goose egg? No, you
I
got the
think- yeah.
eggs.
Yeah,
but
but
they-
I got
They
pirated.
got pirated
Someone
away.
be stealing my points.
Somebody be pirating your points.
Dustin have a big treasure trove, he do.
This one, this be a tough one for a D30. I'm a term for a wind, a blade, and a train. I come from a little known Greek god's name. What be I?
Can you repeat the question?
Of course I can. I'm a term for a wind, a blade, and a train. I come from a little known Greek god's name. What am I? Dustin.
I'm gonna say Nike.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'd be looking hard at Hayden and Kate because there is a
Oh.
clue right in there. A name for Cthulhu.
Oh.
Indeed, a Zephyr.
Very good.
Could it be the Zephyr Blade?
Is it a god? Is it a god of wind? That's a
It
god of
is
wind, right?
indeed.
I
The
knew
West Wind.
that's what it was. I couldn't think of his name.
Cthulhu.
You said that was a tiny dagger?
She brought out that dagger. All right, here we
Nice
go.
job, Cthulhu.
Yeah, Cthulhu, that is quite the thing. Woo! And Cthulhu be rolling a 26 on the D30.
I be stealing them because I got nothing less to lose.
That's the way of
yeah.
the pirate. That is the way of the pirate.
Making the judge do the pirate math over there.
Like freaking how I hate rollers.
Remember
Arr,
your grid.
having
Remember
my
your
real
grid
dice.
paper next time, Martin.
I'm sorry, that'd be a 17, Dustin. Okay, so my gosh, this math gets hard. What did I say Keith's points were? 26? I've got Hayden at 16. I've got Dustin at 32. I've got Technomancer at 5. I've got Keith at 26. Dustin, ye be the winner of ye golden chum bucket.
Bah!
I'd like to thank me comrades for not stealing my points.
Arr.
You are
Yes.
welcome.
And I'll keep talking until the music walks me off.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? All right. So there you
Right on me
go.
timbers.
The
Timbers.
chum bucket goes to Dustin, and we are ready for another game. Can you believe it? This is a game we call So You Think You're a Peasant. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Dungeon Crawl Classics, one of the things that makes it particularly fun and challenging is you don't start as a hero, you start as a zero-level peasant. You roll your you roll your stats straight 3d6, you roll a d4 for hit points, and you roll a d100 to find out what kind of peasant you are. Every peasant has its own occupation and its own trade good, and we like to put our players to the test to find out whether they actually could be the peasant that I roll on the chart. So I have brought out my core rulebook,
Wow.
soon to be replaced by a handsome leather edition, if no one tells Andrea. And I'm going to roll on the chart and we'll see what kind of peasant our players will be. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to be sure not to talk as a pirate. You are all ditch diggers. Bring me a pound of fine dirt. Fine dirt, 1 pound. I like that specification. The dirt must be fine. Ooh, that dirt is fine. Or does it mean fine like granular? Really sort of, really sort of particulate matter. I like how Dustin is just sort of thinking. He's not even going, he's not even jumping out of his seat yet. He's not gonna take action until he has settled on a course. Whereas Kate, she just went out and grabbed a shovel.
I'm back.
What? You
Yeah.
have a pound of fine dirt right now?
I feel it. I feel all right.
Wow. Okay, there's some confidence. And I should tell you, right, it could be top quality dirt. We shall sell no dirt before it's time. Orson Welles, anybody? That's a lot. That's a deep cut reference. I know some of you in the chat will remember Orson Welles wine commercials. Um, yeah. So there we go. Dirt. Kate's back already. I forgot to mention that our contestants have the ability to find a facsimile or a metaphorical representation of our item. So it doesn't have to be exact. And then all of our viewers will have an opportunity to vote on who is the best peasant. Yeah, I think that's right, Dice Station Zebra. He was plastered, but I was a young person, so I probably wouldn't have known that at the time. Kate, do you remember the Orson Welles wine commercials? We shall sell no wine before it's time.
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go.
I remember the blooper reels from the Orson Welles wine commercials.
What? How do you remember those?
Well, things circulate on the internet.
Oh, that internet. Is there anything it can't do? Okay, here we are. We're back. Our peasants are back. And actually, yeah, I think that's right, Joss. I love that so much on that episode. Dustin, you did not even leave your seat, which makes me wonder what kind of dirt you have.
I'm gonna stay in my pirate voice for this one. I've been writing a letter of all the dirt I have on Martin, and all the links I have on him for his inappropriateness on Role Seekers.
Oh man!
No,
And let me tell you, it's some fine, fine dirt.
Oh, wow. You know, and that cuts deep because in fact, I am usually I'm the one that everyone's like think that I'm the school, you know, I'm the schoolmaster. I try and play it pretty straight, but
You
every
do
now
bring the
and then
dad humor.
I do bring the dad jokes. I definitely do. Okay, so Dustin's yes, welcome to blackmail. Thank you.
You'll have to
Uh,
come to the live session at VU to hear the letter.
To hear all the dirt.
heckling from the back. Hayden, I think you were back next. What was your fine? Do you have a pound of fine dirt to share with us?
Ow! This is literal dirt.
Here's my pound of fine dirt, and it's so fine. Let me tell you about it. It's got moss infusion. It's organic. It is conditioned, and it even has moisture retention, which is a quality only reserved for the finest of soil.
Are you sure it's soil and not a shampoo? Because all those things you read made it sound a lot like a shampoo.
Would you like me to rub it in my hair and see what happens?
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite was that it
No.
echoed when you said moisture. It went moisture.
Moisture. So here's my pound of organic dirt.
Water is the essence of moisture. Okay, very good.
Wetness
So
is
that is
wetness.
beauty.
that is some attractive dirt. Might I say fine? Kate,
Man,
man, Paul,
man.
what do you got
It's
for?
the black
Oh,
zone.
Dang it.
It's my favorite movie.
oh,
Check out my fine dirt.
Wow.
It's infused with Miracle Grow. Not Miracle Grow. Miracle Grow?
with a non-brand specific fertilizer. Is that what you're saying? Wow. Okay. So we have a tough.
Plant's twice as big. As
It
what?
has the-
I don't know.
It has the embiggen spell in it. Okay, the survey is up, everyone. Please vote on who is the best ditch digger as represented by their pound of fine dirt.
A little bit
Is
of
it
ecclesi-
Dustin? Oh,
Sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
No, I didn't realize. I thought you were done. I didn't realize I was cutting you off.
I'm never done.
I well,
That's
I was
more
gonna,
dirt for the email.
I was gonna throw a little Ecclesias lore in there since you accused Kate of enlarging her potting mix. That was his favorite ditch digging trick to get the biggest value out of his plot. Just, make the dirt big, and by the time that it would sink down and the grave would become more shallow, he would have already taken his payment and bopped to the next town.
Wow. So you're saying Ecclesias was kind of a scammer?
I would call it a creative use of
A
resources.
creative entrepreneurial spirit.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't like the way this vote is going, but it looks like if you haven't voted yet, you still have a chance to save my bacon. But I think we'll keep the vote open for a little while longer because I want to see Kate continue to heft that heavy bag.
I know, it's quite a lot. I think it's way more than a pound.
Yeah, how many pounds do you have?
Well, it's a funny thing that they give me they don't give me a weight.
Mine's
It
4.
says a cubic foot.
My favorite is somebody's like not sponsored. That's hilarious.
Yes, hashtag not sponsored. All right, well then I am going to call this vote closed, and by quite a large margin, Dustin, you indeed are a peasant. So you will be going home tonight, not only with the golden chum bucket, but also the prized pallet of filth. And yes, Keith, my bacon is fried. So congratulations to you, and Can't wait to see that hit the interwebs.
I'd like to thank me comrades again.
Yeah, we really do. So Kate, as you're working on your musical cues, we probably do need some sort of award music. So for each
Okay.
time we present one of these awards, just
Oh yeah, that's good.
like a fanfare, something
Oh.
between maybe something between Ewok celebration and fanfare for the common man. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
also think when you're doing your scry segment, you need like a really big fan. So like you're using powers and your hair is blowing and stuff.
Oh, you don't mean just someone who really loves the show.
You have that.
We do have that. That's okay. Well, we've had a lot of fun, and it's time to put a stop to that because it is time for adventure. It is time for danger. It is time for the heroics of our heroes in the ongoing adventure that is as of yet unnamed.
Castaway on the purple planet, castaway. They must survive the purple planet, castaways. Can they escape the purple planet, castaways? They're castaways on the purple planet, castaways. Castaway on the purple planet, castaway. They must survive the purple planet, castaways. Can they escape the purple planet, castaways? They're castaways on the purple planet, castaways.
Okay, so for those of you who have been watching the show, you know that for the last several segments, our heroes were castaway on the Purple Planet, where they were playing through one of Gaming Honor's latest modules, Oh Happy Dagger. They managed to escape the Purple Planet, landing on this strange new world where they met Cole Bree, a warrior who was traveling with a cleric, and they came upon a rutabaga farm, go figure, run by a man named Laceration. And Laceration is actually the grandson of Hack, a well-known rutabaga farmer from season 1. And Laceration had a problem. There were things preying on his rutabagas, and these rutabagas had grown to an enormous size. Rutabagas of unusual size? I don't think they exist. So yes, an ROUS.
ROUS?
Yep, ROUSs are out there, and our heroes went to see what the problem was, and they ran into a scorporine, a crazy cross of a scorpion and a wolverine, and the cleric, played by who knows who, heroically cast a spell, driving it away. But as our judge reminded us as we said goodbye, the job was actually to take care of it. And so it's unclear whether driving the scorpion away has taken care of it or not. So that's where we're picking up our adventure. Our heroes are standing there. They're watching the scorpion run off into the distance, and they can return to Laceration and tell him what's occurred, or they can pursue their foe. What say you?
That was a pretty good mind trick you did there, cleric. Pretty good. Cool.
So obviously, that creature will never come back, right?
That is what I also believe, yeah.
Yes.
I think he's terrified and yeah.
Yes, I cannot relate to having ever been afraid of anything that much in my entire life, but if I had been, I think I would stay far away.
Correct.
I've read that animals don't make the same mistakes over and over again.
So I think we should. Oh yes.
No,
Why don't
that's enough.
all three of you give me intelligence checks?
Okay.
The D20, right?
Yep, and then roll for your characters too. No, I kid. Uh-huh.
Oh no. Oh no.
I got a
6.
nat 20 on my huge 20.
Yeah. I got a 3. A gentleman's 3.
Aha.
And Ecclesius, what do you got?
Oh, 16.
Okay, so Kent Clark, you definitely noticed this, and Ecclesius, once you see her kind of looking that direction, you notice that the scorporine did not seem to run in a random direction. In fact, it seemed as if, almost as if it were called or returning to somewhere that it knew. It wasn't just sort of like running away from you. It definitely seemed to find a direction and sprint that way.
Oh, there's more to this problem than we were hired to deal with.
I
Now we have
really
to go
don't think that
figure
there
it out.
is. I agree.
I feel like our work is done here.
No, we're going to get yelled at if we go back and ask for our money. I guess we have to go figure out what's going on.
Oh, we are
Maybe
gonna
there's
go.
all kinds of other
all
fun
right.
animals there.
That makes all right. I'm in.
Oh,
Okay, so
angrily trudge ahead.
thank you, Ecclesius Brickus, for taking the hook. Yes, you wander, you follow the path that you saw the scorporine uh, fleeing, and it leads to a cavern in the side of a hill. And there's a little bit of a trickle of water. There's a lot of moisture in this area. And so you've got this kind of damp cavern entrance, and you can see the scorporine's footprints have gone straight into this cavern.
Ooh,
Oh my.
Can I um I'm going to go toward the entrance, peer
Mhm.
in with my dwarven eyesight, and also see if I can hear anything.
All right, give me an intelligence check.
Ooh, pushing my luck. That's a 6.
Okay. Well, so I mean, your dwarven senses work regardless of your dice roll. This is not a worked cavern. Like this is definitely some sort of natural cave entrance. Nobody made it. Um, Not any human or humanoid made it. You don't really hear anything other than like sort of occasional drips of water.
said
Uh,
it's pretty dark in there.
Yeah, I mean, because the dwarf has infravision, you can see about 60 feet in, and it just is sort of like an earthy tunnel, but you don't see any signs of life.
All right.
Does anybody want to use this rope?
How much rope do you have?
I've got 50 feet of rope.
Well, we could tie it off at the entrance and then hope that the cave doesn't go deeper than 50 feet.
In my past life, I was a spelunker, so I feel pretty comfortable in this environment.
Uh, Kent, does the cave go deeper than 50 feet?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, it does, Kent, because you can see for 60.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah,
But it's not,
I
it's
could
not,
see, I don't see anything. I guess we could all, if you want, I'll take the lead, go in a little
Wait,
bit farther, but
do we-
you guys stay behind me and I'll.
Wait, it's not straight down. It goes in.
yeah, you don't have, it's not a hole. It's not a hole. It's literally like a passageway leading downward.
I'll go tie my rope to a tree anyways, and then walk in 50 feet with the group. So I at least I know where the exit is.
Okay. And nobody has a light source of any kind.
I have the cantrip spell, and I always forget how explicitly that helps you create light. I feel like it's not very good for it.
Okay.
I like to think that my sword glints in the darkness. No, I have no light source.
Yeah. Okay. But you do have a dwarf who can see. And so you're all sort of clustering around. You've got the rope. You go in, and soon you are plunged into darkness. And the air is damp and close. And the further in you go, the more it smells of decay and rot. And coming out of the darkness, only you can see this, Kent, is this disgusting worm-like creature. It is bright orange. It has a segmented body, and It seems as though it's sniffing the air. Its eyeless head is moving around. Roll for initiative.
We can we hear it and smell it?
Give me an intelligence check.
6.
You can smell it, but you can't really hear it because it is just a
Sure.
worm. But luckily for you, it is a worm with a low initiative score.
Oh, I
Kate,
need
what do you got?
initiative.
That would be a 7.
Okay.
Woo!
And, Ecclesias?
A mighty 12.
All right. And Bree.
Nat 20.
What? Okay.
So 24.
All
Well,
right.
boys, I'm gonna let them know that the bright orange eyeless segmented worm thing is sniffing around for us.
Yeah, and it is about 20 feet in front of you. What
About
would you
20
like
feet
to
in front of
do?
us.
What would you like to do, Cole, Bree?
Smelling it, I make a comment that it smells like really bad stinky cheese. And then I'm gonna use my nose. And I kind of come up with my long sword and my shield out that I have just acquired. This is how we do it in the shop. And then I'll just start trying to slice at the darkness.
Okay. So you're playing a warrior, and remember in Dungeon Crawl Classics, you get to call a mighty deed of arms if you want to sort of specify what you're hoping to accomplish with your blow.
So I being unable to see it, I think he would just try to get. I mean, if he could cut it in half, that would be amazing. Like a piece, like the head's coming down, and he slices it like cheese, just slices the head off.
Okay. And you know that you're going to roll a d20 plus your deed die, right?
No, the deed die. What is?
So you will have a deed die. It should be listed on your character sheet. If you're a 3rd level, and the people in the chat can help me, I believe it is a D.
Mine's
Maybe
a
a
5.
D5. Yeah, D5.
Plus
I don't know if it's the
deed.
same.
It just says
Yeah,
deed.
so you're gonna roll a D20 and a D5.
Okay, D5. You have to bear with me, everyone.
These are the funky die of Dungeon Crawl Classics.
Got him.
Warriors have a very fun thing where they get to add some flavor to their attacks. The mighty deed, and on a 3 or higher, it will go if it hits.
Okay, I rolled a 4 on my deed die.
Okay.
And I rolled a 12. 12, 1D. My attack is 1. No, 25.
Yep, you get to add those 2 numbers together and add your modifier for your attack roll.
I add my D die to my D20.
You do. Yep.
So that would be a 16. And then my modifier for strength is a 1.
Okay, 17? So 17. So you do hit. And the deed goes. I will say that you don't successfully cut. Well, give me your damage. Roll for damage.
Okay, my damage is long sword. So
yep, that's a D8, and you also get to add the 4 from your deed die to this number too.
Perfect. Okay, 3 plus 4 is 7.
Woo! All right. If I had a hero pin, which unfortunately I don't because I'm traveling, but I would tell you that it is in the yellow. That is a great hit. And for your deed going off, what I'm going to say, Bree, is there's a splash pattern to the blood that makes you feel like you have a better sense of where the thing is.
Oh,
like
cool.
You don't know if you cut it in half, but you know that you landed such a solid hit, you have a good idea of where it is. Ecclesias Brickus.
And game master, Judge, please.
Yes.
I also have +1 to melee damage. I just found that on my sheet. So I
yes,
did
you
8.
do. Okay. All right. Very nice. Got it. Definitely in the yellow. Ecclesias.
I feel like we've gotten like the Power Rangers at this point with our synergy, and so Ecclesias just stretches out both of his arms right behind Kent Clark and says, "You know the drill!" and then grabs Kent Clark and casts Enlarge. All right, I think that is a 14. So Kent Clark gets 10% larger, incurring no stat bonuses, but making him look mildly more intimidating. And then Ecclesius goes, "Oh yeah!" and then shoves you forward to attack.
A slightly more intimidating dwarf, thanks to
Oh, yeah.
Ecclesias's 10% effective spell. And you, Kent, are the only one who can see what is happening. And what you see is Bree coated in this sort of like rust orange blood. And this worm, the front of its body is beginning to swell as if it's about to spit something. But it's your turn.
It sounded like someone grew 10%.
Kent, I was wrong. You get a +1 to attack damage and armor class.
Oh,
Hey,
see,
that's
there you
great.
go.
All right. Okay, well then, I will, as you said, since it's about to puke something, I will absolutely use my mace, to try to. What does this mouth look like? Like, what is it? It's not a
like-
mouth. It's an opening from the.
It's a circular orifice that can go small and go big.
Okay. Yeah. So then for my deed, I want to use the mace and then try to get it into the mouth, rummage around a little bit, and rip back out.
Ooh.
All right, so you want your no, I want to be you can certainly do that. I just want to be clear. Imagine it's like right, it's swelling up.
Ooh.
So you want to try and like burst it open early. You're going to try and like knock it in,
Right.
right? It's like
Yeah, sort of like a yes.
okay, what could
That's
go wrong?
terrible. It
Please-
sounds like a horrible idea. But
Please
that's what
roll
I'm
and
doing.
see how that goes for you.
All right. So that's a 4 my deed. And
Okay.
then we got
She's just putting the cork back in the bottle.
Right.
and so that's an 18.
Okay, an 18
Oh.
an 18 hits for sure.
Right.
And that deed will go. Let me hear how your damage is, and I'll describe what happens.
That's 10.
Whoa. Tell me what happens.
As I see the mace going into this about to spew thing, I duck. While and all whatever is all everything up welling inside of it and its own head gush out in like a water ride sort of wave.
Ew! Gross!
Okay. That's beautiful. I need reflex saves from both Ecclesius and from Bree.
Can I hold my shield up?
That will be part of your reflex save. Let me
Sounds
see.
good.
You hear the rain coming down and
Yeah, I mean, I can at least hear it, right? Okay, all right. It's good. I rolled a 15.
Okay, and what do you got, Ecclesius?
I rolled a 6.
A 6. All right.
if you'd maybe a
Okay.
little more embiggened, maybe you would have been
Okay, so what
yielded
happens
by me.
that this sort of slimy goo goes flying through the cavern, raining down upon you. You are fine, Bree. As it falls upon you, Ecclesius, it's almost like you're getting covered in that clay from paper mache, and you feel yourself sort of stiffening up, like you cannot seem to move as it's hardening all around you. And as this thing sort of drops to the ground dead, the entire cave fills with a clicking sound, like clicking, 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 as if hundreds of beetles are coming your way. And we'll see what happens next time. And let me just, for our viewers at home, our adventurers have just done battle with a giant wireworm. Wireworms are one of the insects that are most damaging to, you guessed it, rutabagas. So something is afoot. You have been battling a rutabaga vermin. Why? We'll see. All right. So we have one more segment left. That was exciting and disgusting. But our last segment is rolling the body.
Oh no.
It's time to roll the body. It's time to roll the body. It's time to roll the body.
Hey, everybody. So I just realized my chat has been frozen the whole time. Our very own CEO is in the chat. Hey, Andrea, thanks for coming. You arrived just in time for the bug battle. I knew you would love that. And yeah, you are in for it. Lots of rutabaga can go on. All right, in Dungeon Crawl Classics, when your character hits 0 hit points, you have one last chance to survive, and that is when one of your teammates comes over. They roll your body over to see if by any chance you have a spark of life left. You must roll under your current luck score. You all actually have luck scores, don't you? All right, because usually what we'll do is we'll do something with the date, but we can use your own luck scores. Roll a d20 and let's see how you do.
Yes, let's see if I roll a 1.
You have a 1 luck?
I burned a lot of it early on.
Oh my gosh.
And one of my mercurial magics for my spell is I randomly gain or lose luck when I cast it.
Oh,
I did not.
I did not.
I rolled a nat 20.
oh no!
I know I rolled a 17. Like, that's not helpful.
Oh
I
no!
rolled a 3.
And that wasn't enough for you, Ecclesias?
It wasn't a 1.
Oh, wow. That's kind of a downer way to go. Especially now I'm looking at the chat and I realize I've been missing all this fun stuff. So I guess I know how the rest of my evening's going to go. It's reading the chat. So sadly, none of our players survived tonight, but they'll have another chance 2 weeks from now. In the meantime, though, the fun can go on. Hayden, where might they check us out for fun?
Well, they could check out our Instagram at Gaming Honors RPG.
And where else could they check us out for fun, Kate?
On Facebook at Honor Your Game.
Oh, thank goodness. That
At
leaves me the one I
Honor Your
remember.
Game.
At Honor Your Game. And we also have a website that occasionally we do things with. It's gaminghonors.com. But in the meantime, also, Dustin, where can they find Role Seekers?
Roll Seekers is at rollseekers.com, ROLL Seekers, and then at Roll Seekers. And we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, basically any social media.
And how much longer do people have to back the Curse of the Dregdamore?
So they can back up until April 18th. But what I will say is some of the more exclusive pledges are filling up fast.
That's right. And one of them is an autographed hardcover copy of the module. So don't miss it. And the link is now in the chat. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.
Bye.